Welcome to Professor Fitt. Another health myth that people have is that they believe that the instrument that they use to measure the calories burned is accurate. Now, this could be the instrument that's there on your treadmill, cross trainer, bicycle, or even that little smartwatch that people wear that says you have been working out for so many minutes and therefore this is the amount of calories burned. Now, I hate to give you some bad news, but there is no way you can measure the exact number of calories that you have burned. And all these instruments that you see, be it on the smartwatch, be it on the treadmill, cross trainer, etc., these are severely inaccurate in measuring how much of calories you have burned. I've even seen these points of reference that are on Instagram or on Facebook that says if you run for 5 kilometers an hour, this is the amount of calories that you have burned. Again, these are just very rough estimations. It's not necessary that you will be burning the same number of calories. I say this because especially those instruments are very, how do I say this? They don't really measure what you're doing. What I mean is, even if you're off the treadmill, off the cross trainer, these instruments will continue to run and they don't really measure how much calories you have burned. So instead, what can you do? This is a mistake that made when I started working out, where I was very concerned with the number of calories that I have burned rather than considering the number of calories that I'm consuming. Now, it's easier to measure the latter than it is to measure the former. So what I mean is, it's easier to measure the calories that you are consuming in terms of your diet on a day-to-day basis than the calories that you are burning on a day-to-day basis. So, what I do here these days is I keep my caloric intake anywhere from 1200 to 1600. I know the range is pretty vast, but I ensure that I stick to that 1600 calories per day as much as possible. Now, this is easier to measure. For example, I know how much of calories a cup of cooked rice is. I know how much of calories, say, 100 grams of mushrooms or 100 grams of broccoli, in fact, contain. This is easier to measure than, in fact, looking at these instruments. So I see many people make this mistake where they run on a treadmill for a certain number of minutes and they look at the instrument and it says, 500 calories burned. And now they give themselves this reward for burning 500 calories by eating a box of cookies. Now, there's a good chance they may have never even burned 500 calories. They could have just burned some 200 calories. But looking at how much they're sweating, they're under the impression that, the instrument is accurate. It's telling me that I have, in fact, burned 500 calories. And they reward themselves with a whole box of cookies or, in fact, something worse, which is fruit juice. I am dead against fruit juice, guys. I can't tell you how much I hate it. So, keeping this in mind, look at how well you are, in fact, managing your routine by considering the calories that is consumed rather than the calories that is in fact burned. I remember seeing another Instagram post wherein it said if you deadlift for so many minutes, this is the number of calories that you have burned. Now, how do they know that this is accurate? Because how much you deadlift and the calories that you burn depends on the type of deadlift that you're doing, the weight that you have in fact got, the number of repetitions, whether it is a conventional deadlift, whether it's a rack pull, and so many variations in fact is there. So to in fact accurately say that this is the amount of calories that you have burned is a gross inaccurate estimation of these measures. So in fact, look at how much calories that you have consumed rather than the calories that you have burned. So anyway, folks, thank you for listening to me. Do like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching Professor Fitt. See you guys. Have a nice day. Bye.